28?
You notice that it lowers its weapon. There's this slight sigh that comes from its lips. Like its lips are so small, you're not even sure like it can make vocal sounds. There was a slight sigh. The thing looks really weak.
Does it look hungry? It looks hungry to me.
I I thought I was alone.
Do I understand what it says? Or is
Yep,
that
it's
just
speaking
on
in
the...
your head.
Oh, that's really cool.
Something
Nope.
is wrong.
Who's wrong?
The denizens of this place have lost control.
Uh,
Have somehow created a field. There should not be the ethereal plane here.
oh, I'm missing my circlet. I went from knowing everything about the planes to knowing nothing about the planes.
What's ethereal?
So tired.
And it's
Well-
drooping its head.
Are you sleepy, hungry, thirsty?
I am Dante Rakmagorian.
Dante. This is... You need to eat the sandwich.
You get this feeling of like, does Uker in his mind actually mean that he means no harm? Like, is this a genuine feeling?
He thinks it's a cool thing. Hey,
Okay.
look at the cool guy.
But not in a cool way, like I want to hunt it and stuff it and put it on my mantelpiece kind of thing?
He's
Okay.
a cool thing.
You get this thing that it senses that you're extending your hand of friendship even though you're not physically doing that. And it
Yeah.
decides that it's safe enough to take a little bit of nap and actually falls unconscious.
Stabilize. You can do it.
Uker does
don't-
see that there are strange tables with 8 sets of straps, probably one set for each of its hands and then its feet, on the other 2 tables as well. Uker does not like the look of the dark stains that are still on these tables.
Uker will go to sniff one and then realize he can't sniff things anymore, and it's just like alchemist sniffing as opposed to other sniffing. Alchemy check, I guess.
The tables and straps in this room look like they are a technological age earlier than the stuff outside. While it's kind of like this weird fake leather, it is like leather straps and metal buckles, and there seems to be maybe some eldritch bindings at the ends of the leather straps.
How
This thing looks
sturdy
like
do
this
they
thing.
look?
This thing looks like it's hurt its wrists badly. A couple of its arms are actually like limp at its side as it tried to struggle out of its strappings.
Out of its, yeah.
And it looks like it's been at it for a while. Like it might have laid down there and leaked some stuff and bled all over the place. And none of the beds in here have like liquids or any advanced technology attached to them.
Uker's gonna go pick him up.
Okay, he does not weigh very much. His skin, while you thought was slimy like a snake, they have a glisten to them, but they're actually, it's kind of dry and smooth. As Dante Rekmagorian, or Dante as you quickly called him, yeah,
I didn't know I couldn't remember what the rest of it was, so I just took the first bit.
As you pick up Dante, he is dressed in robes, and he's got some stains on his robes.
We're gonna go carry him to the healing goo. We're gonna go rub him in the healing goo.
Okay. I think with the chaos of what's going on, this is a good point for me to take a bio break. I'll take a 3-minute break. I'm gonna grab some gummy bears
Honey.
and something
Okay.
to drink.
Back in the theater too.
Yep. Of course, I can't mute my sound, so I will close the door when I go for my bio break. I'll be right back.
Oh!
Still haven't figured out how to do that. It's weird. So I'm pretty sure you guys did not predict this. Mark?
No, we did not.
Got it. It's interesting to see how the power of the characters changes when they have none of their gear.
Yeah, that gear is pretty valuable.
It is an integral part of the Pathfinder system in 3rd edition in general to have gear.
Yeah.
Gummy bears. Altagar must still be okay.
His AC is 22 or something.
Ugh. Okay, that's not good.
No, but it's better than Uker's 13.
13, right? Oh, shit.
Sorry, his AC is 20.
I think Lowkirk's is 10.
Yikes.
Yeah, Dex is 10, plus 0.
Oh, fuck. Okay, then.
10 AC.
Good thing you got a lot of hit points, because you're going to need them.
Which tank was Zildan in? Was he in the far one, or was he beside Donovan?
Zildan's right there.
Where?
Beside the slimy fish thing that we all know is an aboleth.
Alright, B3. No, his would be B5. Mark 2. And then we count that way. So this would be A1, 2, mark 2. Midwick's tank's still intact, right? So A2 or A3, mark 2. And then Altagar is A3, mark 7. Mark 2, 3, 4. No, mark 5. Dante is weird looking. Do you know where you are, Mark?
I seem to recognize the ship idea. Of course, the slimy fish. If there's a giant kraken on board, I know where we are. Okay.
Just curious, what are the hit point totals for the party? Uker, without gear, has
He does face
262, something like that.
Yeah, he does face punching, so.
His is variable because he rages. Donovan has their 15th level characters and around 4th to 5th, 6th rank of Mythic. So with retraining rules for hit point rolls, Donovan has surprisingly a lot. He may not I'm not looking at the. Sorry, I'm looking at the ones where they actually have items. Uker without items has 247. Donovan had a +4 con item, so his hit points have gone down. He's at 173. Lemio, who has a good con to begin with, has the same amount as Donovan. Midwick is probably just a pile of hit points with fighter levels, and oh, it's not that bad. 215. Azai's got what?
I was going to say Altagar is effectively a level lower.
Yeah, Azai's got 186 plus 1d8. Did you not roll for your hit points?
Oh, I must not have. So right now, 3. All right, 189.
And then Altagar has a template which he's currently not able to access. So he's at 189. Lowkirk, without his items, he's a little over 200. They basically blasted almost all the way through 15th, 16th level for this campaign, because I knew their Gestalt would allow them to take things on that were basically 4 levels higher. I multiplied the we're at time and a half of slow XP rate. Let's see. They almost got 16th, not quite. They need this total for 16th. Oh, did my copy paste not work? And they currently are at this amount. Several of the characters did gain trials to go up a tier though last game. So who are the ones that tiered up? The people that gained their tier last game was Lowkirk is now tier 5, Uker's now tier 6, Lemmy's now tier 6, and Donovan's now tier 5. Garfield 14, how's it going? Static limit. Matt, how's it going? It's going. It certainly is. Welcome to the Halloween adventure, where last time they fought Vargon and the campaign went dizzying new direction. This time on their plane shift out of the Abyss, they arrived somewhere. They arrived in tanks in this wonderfully, highly technological place. And they're running around half naked with none of their gear and none of their spells prepared, trying to figure out what up from bottom, pilfering what they can from this med bay, and trying to get their bearings. All the green are all the broken, weird amniotic tanks that they woke up in. Uker smashed through a door and found a special patient, I guess. Midwick and Lemmy were robbing some goo that were in recovery beds. Altagar's just standing there scratching his horns. Donovan is helping Azildan figure out what this half-dissected slimy fish thing was. There's some smashed advanced constructs that this red insectoid creature with a laser sword had blew up and started attacking the party members as they were waking up. Lokrik almost got disintegrated as Azildan was playing with the buttons outside of the tank. And there were a series of disastrous rolls. It came down to like one Pippin initiative before Lokrik was disintegrated.
It was a hero point and was spent too.
Oh, and a hero point, that's right. Foxfire spent a hero point to effectively save Lokrik. I'll make a note of that too. The hero point has been spent. The party has no mythic points, none of their gear, none of their artifacts, also none of their afflictions and curses. Uker is not wandering around with lycanthropy. It seems to have been somehow cured. Altagar is small. He is missing the tooth of Gerlantor. Some of the artifact effects on Azildan are no longer effect. Cosmetic things, or not so cosmetic. Lokrik has both of his eyes. Midwick no longer has his ghostly hand, and his normal arms are okay. Something has transpired. Something. And they've armed themselves with like laser scalpels and and weird knives and the guns. First 5 minutes after I got here, here's my hero point to save someone. Yeah. It was just this series of rolls where it's like they tried about 5 different things and they're all rolling 1s or 2s. And I'm like, okay, you realize that Lokrik's going to be disintegrated. Modron was unkind. Foxfire for the save.
Spit. Good, yeah.
Our
Modron
dining
has
room
been-
lamp broke and fell and made a big mess, and I had to go husband it up. So I went to go figure out A, why it broke, B, if it was fixable, and then I got to move it outside because it's not fixable.
Then check all the paws of the dogs, make sure they don't have glass in them, and
The dogs were smart enough to be nowhere near it when it happened.
okay.
It was like, oh, which one of the dogs was back there? And Jessica's like, it just broke. I'm like, oh, so you were back there.
It just broke when your wife bumped into it, or was trying to change the light bulb, or
It was
Spirits broke it.
when I took it apart and I figured out that it was actually assembled with a base plate on backwards, and then I'm like, well, who assembled this one? And it was like, was it you or was it your dad? She said it was her dad, so it might have been her. I don't know.
also a good theory.
So it's a good theory, exactly.
Lemmy's theory is that they are clones, like the White Wizard.
My theory is that I am going to, well, I got 2 theories. Donovan's theory is not like as advanced as Lemmy's, but it's a good one. Uker's theory is he's going to go and rub this guy in the green stuff, and maybe he'll feel better. That's his theory. He's going to rub him in the goo like a sponge, see if he kind of bulks up a little bit.
Oh, I see a ridiculous number of spells on your tokens. You want to just fix that as time goes on?
Oh, yeah. No, there's none.
Yep. Also, your delayed consumptions no longer exist.
Nope.
Just as an FYI.
Yep. Yep.
All right, so Donovan was going to make a knowledge check to see if you understand what this thing is.
Yeah, what is that?
Okay. Knowledge engineering. Are you stepping into the room to have a look?
It depends on what I see from here.
Okay. From outside the room, you're having a look, tippy toes, looking around.
Tippy toes.
There is a little bit of like curtaining, like this kind of like see-through plastic curtains. It's semi-transparent. Oh, that is an aboleth, and that is a very old aboleth. Some sort of greater caste of aboleths. Aboleths, just in general, because they have not been introduced in this campaign, I will go through the basics.
They're a bad time.
Oh, they're bad time for everybody.
They're the like, I'm just going to ego whip you into next Tuesday because I'm an aboleth, wooby booby.
Aboleth are fish-like amphibians. They continue to grow as they age. Some are fantastically ancient specimens of gargantuan size. They look like a hybrid of fish and eel, although they have worm-like characteristics, 34. They have powerful magics, including psionics, and magics that allow them to dominate others. There is a particular caution around its slime, in that if it gets its slime on you, the mucus can cause you to become almost like aquatic and dependent on water, and it's a way for them to enslave people from the surface in their watery domains. Like you basically wouldn't be able to like breathe air anymore if you totally succumb to its poison. These creatures, in some vague recollection, may have once a multi-world or a planar empire, although whatever it is or was long ago, and hopefully is no longer functioning.
Yeah, their empire bit the dust.
Yeah, it's an ancient empire. The vestiges of the of such are still around, pockets in here and there, and that's where you've got aboleth sort of ranking high up there, like mind flayers and other horrible like eye tyrants for the creatures that are the things of nightmares. Apparently somebody has decided to dissect this one. It looks like they're in the middle of it. There are some more sharp weapons and things in here that could be used as blades, and it does look like they're collecting some of its mucus as they were dissecting it. And there's something about this one, Donovan, that you think that it might be a greater type of its kind. It actually has like three brain nodes, and it might be a mythic creature.
Do you know what's the most ridiculous part about this scenario?
What's that?
They were afraid of us, not that. Like, we're... I mean, it's dead and we're not, but it's like... Oh. Don't touch it.
Why?
Because its goo will make you not able to breathe air.
Oh. Well, yeah, that's a thing. Explains the suits, I guess.
Yes.
Abyssal, then we'll back away from the room. And we need nothing from here ever again.
Security alert in the museum. Security alert in the museum.
It says, they have a museum. Who wants to go to a museum?
Stay on target. This ship looks like it's gonna go down. We need to get off board this thing. We gotta get on deck.
So
See where we are. Get our bearings.
Blade-looking stuff in this room.
Yep, these implements don't look like they've been put away gingerly. In fact, it looks like they're put into tubs, perhaps because they've been covered in the goo while they were working.
Goo?
Yeah. But there is what might be the equivalent to a, we'll say, it's kind of a chopping thing. We'll say it's a improvised scimitar.
Awesome. So it'll be like a D6, but with a 20 times 2 crit type thing.
No, I'd say the full crit. Like it's just not balanced for combat. That's why it's not.
Cool. So -2 or -4 to hit, something
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
Huh.
If you want to risk it, you're not too sure. It's sort of like blade down in like
Well,
a barrel.
I'm not risking it until I take a little nap and I get my mage hand and I just sort of mage hand it out of the room from a safe distance. Why don't we check that last... Oh! What's that in Uka's hands?
Hooker's got this spindly creature with 6 sets of arms. He's got backwards knees and weird feet.
Might want to put it in those beds, Zucker.
He's
like...
what does bed do?
There's a very elaborate-looking
thinks it's good and
sarcophagus thing
important.
here, and then there's one out of the 3 beds in this recovery room that Lemmy and Midwick tampered with, and you can see Midwick's got this big jug of something in his hands.
Oh, I'm an alchemist. What does it do?
Give me an alchemist check.
Okay. Oh, look.
Okay!
Alchemist.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
And
I just like
D20. What's that? 46.
It's definitely medicinal. It might.
I don't know.
It might not. It might treat poisons and diseases.
This stuff will probably get rid of poisons and diseases, but you might want to have Lemmy look at whatever.
Uker
that
knows
thing
how
is.
the other goo works better. So we're going to go to the goo that we understand.
Okay.
Which is this goo.
Got it.
And we're going to... There should be a lot on the floor.
There's a lot. There are leaders and
We're
leaders.
going to lay him in the goo and start
Okay.
smearing goo on
Start
him.
Just
smearing
rolling
the,
him into it.
smearing the strange substance all over the creature. Okay, so it takes a while to do that. What are the rest
As
of you
long
doing?
as long as there's not this like it burns.
No,
type
it
one.
you've got a now slimy Dante Rekmagorian. His robes are now really slimy as well as his skin.
Oh yeah,
Dante's such a cool.
I'm just drawing Dante over here.
What's Lemmy doing? He's still staring at the recovery room tables, or
Lemmy's come back and he's starting to look at the tools.
okay?
Like he's heard pushing buttons, so he's starting to chick, chick, chick. And Midwick has pulled out the thing and had a little screen, right?
Yeah,
So
there's a
see
little
what-
screen with a little antenna kind of thing.
Well, any button's as good as any.
Okay.
Yeah.
There seems to be a bit of a well, it hits Lemmy right in the face, and you notice that it's actually kind of scanning Lemmy and showing you a depiction of Lemmy on the inside.
You
Okay.
probably might want to see this.
And he gives it to Lemmy. He's like,
This might be useful to you somehow.
Okay, Lemmy.
This shows me the internals. I think you're.
Lemmy's the guy that does medicine, healing.
Okay, you can see that it still has the scans of partially your head. It's a little bit kind of like smeared because Midwick was moving it around while he was doing
Yeah.
it.
Oh, interesting. He uses it on Midwick.
And you see that it is saying identifying. Well, actually, what languages do you speak? Gnomish. It says in Gnomish. It says identifying, and it says A2 identifying specimen A2 Mark II.
Apparently, I'm A2 Mark II. What do the buttons say? Are the buttons have markings on them that I don't understand?
You're pretty sure there's just one big button that says scan, and then there's another button that might say clear.
Okay, so I don't want to
And
be
then,
clear.
and then there's a function button.
Let's just go and scan other people, see where they are.
Okay, who are you scanning
I'm
next?
I'm A2-2.
You're A2 Mark II.
A2 Mark II, sorry.
Specimen
Giving
A2 Mark
everyone
II.
a brain tumor. Just wander around. Insert brain tumor. Insert brain tumor.
Yeah, sure. Try me out.
Maybe
Okay.
it says
Midwick is A3 Mark II.
you're A3 Mark II. Oh. Who's next?
I would like to know my designation.
Zildin is B5 Mark II.
Okay.
And you apparently are seeing their skeletal structure with the current function of the device.
I'm
As he's
B3
what?
Mark II. Donovan says he's just
Huh.
walking to this other door.
It probably looks like the rooms. It might be the rooms that you're coming from, and the marks might be. We're all Mark II. So specimen A3s are not room. B3s are not room. He's assuming Altagar's going to be an A3, A4 maybe.
Okay.
Mark II.
So you go up to Altagar's. Altagar says A3 Mark V anomalies detected.
Okay. Do I see what the anomalies are? Does it show?
It doesn't make much
Function?
sense what it's showing you. Function? Okay. You're now looking at. Give me a heal check.
What is that rounded? Oh, it's a death. No.
Heal check is
Like an EKG or something.
20. Let me do 20. It's 31.
You're looking at the pathways of his blood in his system.
Function again.
It also says specimen A3 Mark V anomalies detected.
Okay. Hit function button again. Okay, I see what it's doing now.
Okay, so basically it takes you through like 4 or 5 different ways of
It's
scanning
like the Predator vision.
of scanning somebody's body. With this device, Lemmy, you've got a +10 equipment bonus to any heal check to diagnose a problem. It's a standard action to scan. I will say it's a full round action. It takes incurs an AOO to scan somebody. Basically, it'll give you a +10 to your next heal check, because it's basically telling you what's wrong with them. Yep.
Tricorder.
Yeah, it's a tricorder.
Awesome.
Get back to tanks. We got tricorders. We're gonna get lawsuits of all the things up in now.
I need a phaser. What's a phaser?
Okay, chat. What other medical room do we need in this place?
There's a
Technology lab.
Donovan. Can you check that?
Proctology lab.
What are all these tubes? Probes?
It's the anal probing
Spaceship,
room.
and that is apparently what the probes are.
Oh
saying,
god.
ships do
No,
when they
okay,
abduct you.
I got it. I came up with it.
Midwick is sure that he's Marty. Are there any windows here?
No, there are no windows here.
Well, this has to be some massive ship. You can't even hear the water. There's no even swaying. Some weird going on.
Okay.
Maybe it's floating ship or something. Gonna draw a unicorn.
Infirmary party gotta eat.
He's gonna come with Donovan over here and see what's going on.
Okay, there are lots of benches and these weird little tiny telescope things. And there's this back wall with this weird arm, like a single construct arm that seems to be able to get little open up little drawers, if you will, behind a wall of glass.
Are there any labels on the drawers?
you walk up to the glass, which kind of reminds you of, well, it's like very clear glass. No, there are no labels, although there is a tray that's kind of like a two-way drawer where the hand can put something in it and it can move back and forth.
B3 Mark II.
Okay. What language are you speaking?
Elvish.
All right, you notice the arms takes out a little disc and puts it into the tray. The tray gets pushed to your side, and there's a disc with a little bit of smoke coming off of it, or like, yeah.
Is it cold to the touch?
It's cool to the touch. It's like a little petri dish with a minuscule amount of stuff in it.
Does Midwick know what a microscope is?
Okay, well, give me a knowledge.
Craft. What's it called?
Lens
You
cutter?
use them.
Yeah.
No, not even that. What's it called? Masterwork with lasers, so lenses.
Okay, give me an appraise or a
I'll
craft
tell you what I've got here.
firearms.
Craft jewelry.
Craft jewelry will help you.
Should have used craft firearms, but this is something I got. 11.
It seems to be broken. You like stick your finger underneath it, and you expect to see like your fingerprint really like big up close, and it just doesn't show anything.
I kind of know what it's supposed to do, but I think these are all broken. Interesting.
We did turn the light on, but I don't know how to do that in character.
There are various stations where people can sit and touch lots of buttons, and there are places
fucking
where you
useless.
might put the disc or you might do something with it. It's laboratory equipment that is beyond your comprehension.
Yeah. Is this this could be the sequences that they're talking about? Yeah, we're trying to steal our sequences, and these have our names on them.
They have your designations on them. Yep.
I will take the disc,
Okay.
and then I will say B3 Mark II again.
Okay. So the thing goes over to the spot where it produced the disc last time, and it produces another disc, which it then puts into the box.
I will. Does it look the same?
It's got the same marking on it, although you don't read languages the same way that you.
No.
It's got the
Need somebody to
same.
read-
It's got the same
read me.
markings on it.
Yeah.
This thing's written in Gnomish. So if you got the rest of the languages here might be in Gnomish if anyone speaks it or doesn't.
Donovan does not speak Gnomish.
Does all the other stuff here marked in Gnomish, Marty, or not?
No, just this
Just
medical
this one device.
pad thing.
Okay.
Donovan is going to try to put one of the discs back in the thing.
Okay. Well, there's
One
one
sec,
still
sorry.
in it. Do you take it out and put it back in, or
Yeah, I
you...
take it out and then I stick it back in.
Okay. You push it over, and the hand goes back over and retrieves the disc, and then puts it back.
And I'll keep the other one.
Okay. There seems to be some sort of actually, it goes to a central place. It seems to scan it. It actually identifies what the specimen is, and then puts it back similar to the place where it got the specimen.
B3 Mark 1.
Bloom, bloom. There's kind of like an orange light that goes off. Please return in 24 hours, and the desired specimen shall be synthesized.
Awesome. This is so cool. We could get bits of anything. We could get spell components for fucking polymorph spells. It's anything.
We can regrow kaiju.
We could regrow kaiju. We're gonna need a bigger tank.
Oh my god. We could regrow god flesh.
There's a bit of a flicker of the lights. Security failure in reactor room.
How do we get to the reactor room?
Yeah, that sounds bad. What's a reactor room?
It might
Okay.
be a place where you react to things. It might be a type of theater.
Just talking to the air in this room doesn't do anything to you. It doesn't respond to you.
All right.
Uker, the fluid isn't doing much for Dante.
Prepare spells.
Okay, who's preparing spells?
Donovan will prepare spells.
How
Uker
long
will
does it take
prepare
for a bard to
spells.
prepare spells?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay, so you go over, sit cross-legged, and prepare. Uker, what are you doing
Think
with
real
Dante?
hard. Well, once we have spell prepared, we can try to fix him. I'll call Lemmy over. Lemmy, bring your thing. Damn it, couch, get over here.
What do you want?
I'm concentrating, Lemmy. Uka's over there.
What do you want?
Do
you know what that thing is? Is it safe?
Dante doesn't feel good.
Well, we got other problems here.
Well, yes, but he knows of this place.
You sure? He looks strange.
This place looks strange. He is strange. Place is strange.
All right. He just sticks the scanner up to him and starts scanning.
What's his designation?
It's saying his name is Dante Rekmagorian, 6th incarnation of Zen Zune. Species, I think that says Spellweaver.
Knowledge.
It says security access suspended.
See, if it's suspended, that means he's had it before, or his security access is high over something.
Or something along those lines. I can't see what... it won't show me his pictures.
Maybe he is too skinny. How do we make him feel better?
Probably with spells. Or maybe some of that goo that Midwick's got.
Midwick!
He's stable, is what he says.
Midwick, bring the other goo!
You should probably take him off the floor out of that stuff.
Okay, Uker.
Put him in one of the,
tried
put him in
his
one of the
idea.
beds.
Well, you do Lemmy's idea.
Okay. Apparently, it did not mend his wounds in the same way that it was mending the wounds around your belly buttons
You
when you
might
were
be
yanking things
different.
out.
You might need a different formula of goo, or the goo might have expired, or
Yep. Which bed are you laying him in?
the not broken one.
Like one of these? Okay. Do you shut the lid on the
Does it look like a lid I could tear off if I wanted to?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I'll shut
Okay,
the lid.
you slide him in and the lid slides closed.
Okay.
And then there's some lights that fire up, and then there's a dimming sound, there's a slight hum, and it looks like it's peaceful in there for him.
There we go. All right.
You didn't stick him in the one where you pulled the...
Well, yeah,
Liquid
the
out
one that
of?
we dicked with? No, we're not, like,
Oh, okay.
just...
Damn it.
We're just going to start pumping air into his veins. Here, your IV of pure air. Is there any goo here that I could, like, rub together real hard and make a mutagen out of?
So you're going to try to... going to try to use the equipment on hand to simulate a mutagen. Yeah, give me a craft alchemy. While Donovan is studying his spells for 15 minutes, we'll say it's DC 40 to figure out what these juices are.
Sorry, my son split my wife's lip.
Oh.
Headbutt. Hey, Mom!
Was it intentional? Was it a headbutt to headbutt, or was it other things that resulted in
He's
headbutt?
getting out of bed. He's getting out of bed.
Yeah.
Boom!
47 was the...
That'll
was the
look
ultimate
fun
check.
when you bring her to market tomorrow.
Yeah. I said don't talk back.
Oh, wow.
And she beats me. Oh, it's horrible.
All right, so Uker manages to find enough chemicals where he's like, I think this is what it is. I think this is what it is, and he's starting to craft a mutagen.
Oh, you're a good man. He was like, oh, that's a good idea.
Okay, Midwick, you can follow suit with Uker. Your mutagens are different because I'm assuming you're not trying to go for a strength mutagen. I'll give you a plus 4 to your roll to try to simulate what Uker's doing.
What's the DC?
It's now 36.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
36?
Sorry. DC 40 with a plus 4.
You should be pretty close to auto-making it.
Lokrik is also going to prepare his spells because he's
Yeah,
the bard.
basically. Yeah. Yeah, Midwick makes like 7 of them.
No, it takes you an hour. Is Lemio, you can prepare your spells and abilities. You just can't, and same with Azildan, you just can't cast them without a holy symbol.
Okay,
The
you start.
druid stuff might be castable if you can find stuff that you don't need material components for.
So,
Like,
are you meditating and praying?
Yeah, Azildan's gonna meditate and pray.
Okay.
Marty,
Yep.
Lemmy's gonna meditate. He's also gonna. Can he craft from the leather bag symbols?
Craft from the leather bag symbol.
The snakeskin bag. Like cut them out, and basically put a string around them, and there you go. There's your holy symbol of snake. My god's a nature god, so
Yeah, you likely need some sort of tree to carve a symbol from for you. And I don't know how Lemmy creates a evil holy symbol for Azuldan.
oh right, I don't. And I need a tree. I need some kind of wood. I'll scour the place for wood. And was this made by Russians by any chance?
No, this place is made out of strange materials that are... It's wood. It's 80s wood paneling everywhere.
Don't knock it, man.
What is Altagar doing while everyone's just sort of sitting down trying to
You
put
should make
things
his
together?
mutagen. Come on, join the mutagen party.
No, you can poison yourself. That's fine.
I thought you were mind over poison.
Okay. Marty, here's a quick question.
He's gonna beat on that door.
Oh, they already opened it. That's where the Dante came out of.
Oh, not that.
Can Lemmy turn into a tree?
Is this a door?
That is a big door that leaves this room.
That.
Sorry, that's what Lemmy wanted to do. Lemmy wanted to track where the insect guy came from.
So let me know, are you preparing your spells? It takes an hour and a half with your druid spells to prepare them. Are you doing that, or are you tracking?
Right. I'll do that. And the question is, Marty,
okay.
to create a wooden item. If I turn into a plant creature and snap off a branch, then I would regenerate quickly. If I snap off a branch, I have fast heal.
Cut off your finger while you're in a tree.
I have regenerate. I have fast heal. So
it's just what happens when you stop being a tree.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I'm gonna stay as a tree and then cast regenerate using that stick.
Shape.
You're gonna do tree shape.
Or
cut
even
off a
etch
finger.
Or even just etch it into my bark. Oh yeah, come on, Yig.
Are you preparing your spells first, or are you doing this self-mutilation first?
Dance.
I will prepare the spells first.
Okay. Go ahead and start preparing your spells. Those that are prepared casters. As Altagar has walked over to this door, and it says, in a tone that you need to get Donovan to answer, it says, "Security access denied."
He beats on the door.
All right. So to the rhythmic pounding of and scraping of metal and a kind of like a blast door. Eventually, Altagar. What is your strength right now? 27. That's a +8.
27. Yeah.
You actually have to do damage to it in order to open it, because I don't think +8 with a +20 would have enabled you to open it up. As everyone is, as everyone's preparing, I'm going to zoom out a little bit and expose a little bit more of the map.
This is so cool.
This ship is so huge.
You are breaking out of
underwater.
Medbay.
We are liberating ourselves from Medbay.
And the Medbay door.
Altagar, bring that creature's body to the door. It might open.
Medbay door is.
Got here somehow.
Ukra's used that body as a projectile once already.
Maybe I just need some of his goo on me.
No, it's
So
probably got
there's
a magic
that
token.
that blue section is the Medbay door.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know where you guys are looking.
So you're saying there's a big round section over here, and there's going to be a big round section over here.
There are other doors. There are other doors that line it. There is a massive walkway. It is very wide. It does lead to a set of doors that it's at the far side, as well as a set of doors at the far side, and there are multiple doors along either side. You do see that there is an even more enforced door that is across the hall from you. Do you have linguistics?
Altagar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does, actually. I check what it is, because he never uses it.
Donovan probably should put a rank.
Oh, he's got
so we can at least roll
+10.
the rank thing.
Oh, reminder, Lemmy's going to check the insectoid. And the other dude with the 6 arms. With the
Got a
thing. So he
14. He only got a 14 on his linguistics check.
Yeah, you don't know what it actually says. But this is definitely medical bay.
Okay.
And then I will draw the other doors that are on this, that are in this hallway.
I will actually go ahead and actually prep spells. Because...
Oh, this is one of those days where it's like, were you greedy? Did you remove mage armor from your spell list? Going, I've got wands for that. I don't need to actually have that spell anymore.
No, I never use wands or any of that stuff. So
Okay.
Endure
The hallway does have a kind of like a flashing red throughout it. And Altagar, you can hear something pounding at the door at this end. Something angry going. Bang, bang, bang,
Hang on, I
bang.
didn't have it up. Okay, I see.
At the far end, you actually see dents appearing, kind of in a similar way that you busted out of medbay.
Sorry, Marty. Is there enough chemicals for us to start prepping for the alchemists? To start prepping for our,
No, you have scrounged up enough to do
For
your
mutagens.
2 mutagens.
Yeah, we don't have extracts. We just got mutagens.
Can I use instead of using a mutagen? Can I make extracts? Because mutagen is good and all, but extracts are much better for me.
Okay, you can prepare 6 levels worth of extracts from your mutagens
6 levels worth of extracts.
instead of a mutagen.
Okay.
Take the mutagen every day of the week. Papa needs his crack cocaine.
Yeah, you're strength based. I can get stuff like fly. Let me cast that shit though. Do we get mythic points?
You do not have mythic points right now.
What do you think they?
No mythic.
What do you think they bred us for? It's some stuff for the belly buttons. They're draining our go juice.
Okay, you hear a monstrous roar and some laser blasts from the northern corridor.
Altagar, if you wouldn't mind not opening all the doors, just this second.
The left-hand door to the med bay has basically been destroyed, and it cannot be closed because he's pounded it out.
Yeah, so hurry up, okay?
That's funny.
Okay, the door across from you looks like it's very, very secure. Like if this one was a heavy door with a security lock on it, that one looks like it may take both you and Ochre to open.
Okay.
I bet on Euchre over the door every single day of every single week.
Are you staying in the hall? I guess you kind of peeked out a little bit.
Yeah, he'll just kind of stay in the room but peek out and keep.
Donovan only takes like less than 30 minutes for his,
Okay.
so I guess he could be over here.
The ceiling of this walkway is somewhat has somewhat to it, an arch to it, and there are windows that lead out. And Altagar, you look like this hallway is in the middle of a massive structure. The massive structure looks like it has 4 branches, kind of coming out from the center, and then those branches go into circular towers that almost meet at the top, and then circular towers that go down and almost meet at the bottom. You look back at the med bay, and it's kind of confusing. It's like there should be like lots of rooms beyond there, but you get this tingling sensation when you pass through the barrier between med bay and the hallway.
Does it smell like a planar barrier?
It could be. All right, 15 minutes have gone by. The bards have prepared their spells.
He's gonna. Well, Tagar's not going anywhere until everyone says
Yeah,
they're ready.
Locrick's got the new knife in his hands, and he just... What is this place?
Oh, I almost forgot. Donovan's gonna go over here and mage hand out the bladey thing.
Okay, Mage Hand does not pick up magical things.
Oh, that's cool. Is this one of those days where it's probably worth it?